I'm a woman. I can't do this. Oh, they won't like me. I'm ugly. Look, I have a pimple. Look at my wrinkles. I'm stuck. I don't deserve it. I should stay home so no one sees me. I can't get dressed. I can't decide what to wear. No, I'm not worthy. I don't deserve this. I can't get dressed. Can't decide what to wear. No, I'm going back to bed. I can't. I am not worthy. You are gorgeous. I'm a magnet to good things. You are successful. You can do this. You deserve this. You're a leader. You're worthy. You are kind and generous. I am abundant to all that I do. I can change anything, and I can do this. With Empowered in Heels.
Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone, welcome to Empowered in Heels. I am so delighted to have you back on Empowered in Heels. Please continue to support us and follow us. And on top of that, if you would like to be a guest on Empowered in Heels, please contact me, your TV host, Suzy Tamasy, at Tvchaar, or at my Facebook at Suzy Q-Jules or Suzy Tamasy. And my clothing line donates a portion of our sales to women's shelters across Ontario. So please keep on supporting our cause. It's such a rewarding way to do something for yourself and help someone else in need, because that's really what our concept of our business is. It's been 20 years and we've been successful, and we want to continue supporting the women's shelters that we deal with. I am chief editor of two magazines called Empowered in Heels, which the show is all about. And it's about inspiring women with inspiring stories, which we donated to the show. So Biz Fashion magazine, which is business topics, entrepreneurship, networking, and all the fun stuff intertwined with fashion to have you styling and making fun. A serious topic to a fun topic. I would love to invite our guest, Judith Tait. I met her 2 years ago. I believe it's been 2 years, right, Judith?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
Yeah. So we got the pleasure to sit together at one table at a networking event. And Heart of Networking, if you want to check it out in Durham, it's such a great event. Right now it's virtual, but once it's in person, come out to a couple of sessions. They're once a month, and honestly, it's a great, rewarding place to be at. But anyways, back to the show. So, Judith, I kind of had the pleasure to meet in our table, because when you're at a table, you get to meet other people about their business. And she had a dog walking and pet sitting service business called Move Your Doggy. And I thought, oh, wow, that's so empowering. You know, you did your own business And on top of that, she is a police officer of 23 years. So that just shows you a woman empowerment figure for Empowered in Heels. So welcome to being on Empowered in Heels. She is a business coach also, and she is a co-author of a book called Living Each Day with Passion and Purpose, with other 12 incredible women in this book that they compiled together. Welcome, Judith Tait, to Empowered in Heels.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I am so delighted to have you here. I love your energy. I love your story. I got to read your bio. It's so empowering. You're a police officer. And what better to have you on Empowered in Heels, empowering other women with what you do. So please tell us a bit about yourself.
So, I'm a police officer of 23 years. I have a couple of businesses, as you mentioned, Move Your Doggy, and it's a dog walking and pet sitting business, and we serve the Durham region, mostly Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa. Also, I'm a business coach, and I coach women on how to build their side hustle like I have. And most important thing, I'm married and a mother of an adult child. And I have lots of pets. There's so much to me, but that's the Reader's Digest version of what I do and who I am. I always train. I'm always working out and staying in shape, but I had to train to a certain level because I wanted to pass this test. So I trained really hard. I was in the gym really early. I was in the gym really late. I got so strong, and I was fit. I was ready to go. And of course, the day of testing comes, and I was probably one of 10 applicants, and they were all male. So I was like the only female. But that was good because it's a male-dominated field. And there were only, I think, two or three positions for a sergeant's position because I'm a sergeant. And those positions don't come along very often, right? So anyways, I'm doing this test, and it involved, going up and down stairs, crawling under stuff, jumping over stuff, lifting like an 80-pound bag, which is supposed to simulate the dog, throwing it over the wall, going over the wall after it. And it's like 9 laps of this crazy intense obstacle course. So it was probably at about lap 5 where I started to have problems breathing because I've always had asthma. And of course, you can't use your proper while you're doing a test. And then I started to slow down. And I just kept getting slower and slower. And I finished about 30 seconds behind the required time. So, of course, I couldn't go on to the next level. Let me tell you how devastated I was. It was like someone punched me right in the gut. It's like my dream was ripped out from underneath me, and I was devastated. So I had to really sit and think about what I wanted to do, because that was my end goal for my career, right? To get into the canine unit. And I really thought about it, and then my husband, the wonderful man that he is, he went and got me my little girl Sophie. She's a mini dachshund. And it really motivated me and inspired me to do something for her. And I thought, you know what, this little girl, she deserves to have her own doggy daycare. But I thought, you know what a fantastic idea. So I thought, okay, well, I don't know anything about the pet industry. So what I'm going to do is just start like my own dog walking and pet sitting business and learn the industry and, build a clientele. And and then maybe eventually one day I'll open my dog business, my daycare, my doggy daycare. So I just thought, you know what, I really want to work with the community, and I really want to work with dogs, and I want to do this right. So I actually went back to school because I knew nothing about business. I went back to school. I got my business administration degree, and just before I graduated, I launched my business, Move Your Doggy. And I started walking dogs on my own, and then I very quickly realized, like, I got to leverage my time somehow because I'm still working. So I started hiring people, and I've built a team, and then we've just grown from there. So that's the long version.
That's a beautiful story. It's like your passion that drives you to entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So right now, how many are you doing it more now? Has COVID affected it? Tell us a bit about your business right now with COVID. Have you had to pivot?
Yeah, so we're still operational, and I'm so grateful for that because I know a lot of businesses, like dog walking businesses, like their businesses dried up, right? Yeah, so we're still going. We're definitely we're not as busy as we normally are because before COVID hit, we were run off our feet, crazy busy, and the demand was so high, I couldn't keep up with hiring people, like, because I'm working full time and I won't hire just anybody. Like, I'm very thorough in my hiring process. Yeah, but then, oh yeah, when that first lockdown happened, just watching the cancellations come in, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But I thought, okay, don't panic. You got to sit and figure out how to work your way around this. So people kept reaching out to me about, oh, I'm thinking of getting a dog. Can you suggest this? Can you suggest that? And what should I get? And I was giving all these tips to people. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't I start a pet consulting business? So, well, it's not like a separate business. It's a part of Move Your Doggy, and it's called Your Perfect Pet. So basically what we do is we help people to find the pet that's perfect for them. Because a lot of people instantly, they're like, I'm going to go get a dog. But there's so much that people don't know about having a dog and the responsibility that comes with it. Maybe a pet for them, the perfect pet for them might be a cat, or it could be a bird or a fish, right? So, we help people to decide what pet is perfect for them based on, just their lifestyle, their budget, because pets can cost a lot of money. Whether they like to travel a lot in normal times. Does anyone in your family have allergies? And, are you very active? Like, do you like to go for walks? Or are you more of like the type that sits at home? And, so we look at that. And then I also have a 30-day follow-up plan. So I will follow the families after they've gotten their pet and just provide that ongoing support for 30 days. Because there's so many questions that people have after they, when they get this, say, new puppy. And it's like, oh man, well, he's kind of doing this and I'm kind of seeing that. And, I don't really understand this. And yeah, so that has been my way of pivoting.
I love that, because truly, it's true. Every dog has its own character and style, right? So if you're looking for a big dog, you need to walk this dog more because they have longer legs, they need more physical activity. And when they're puppies, they're more rambunctious. There's different dogs, right? Different styles. So I'm glad you're doing this. This is really something that's needed. Because people think getting a dog is so easy, but afterwards it's the training, it's getting used to that dog and your lifestyle and combining the two. So that's amazing. So tell us about your business coaching.
Yeah, so I want to teach women to have that same freedom and that same gain financial independence from running their own business and just creating it to be whatever they want it to be. Like, that's the thing about business. It's almost like an art and a science, and you gotta try what works and what doesn't work, and you can just create whatever you want from scratch. And I just think it's amazing. And it's my passion to teach women how to do that and get them to their goals faster, because I had to kind of learn things along the way. And I had my business coaches as well. But yeah, I just want to teach women what I know and support them.
I love that. Actually, Suzy Q Jules has a part of that. We do a fashion biz consulting business.
Okay.
We help a lot of designers and entrepreneurs in fashion to jumpstart that track that took me maybe longer to get to at that time. Now entrepreneurship is so much easier, but 20 years ago, it was hard for a woman to get in business and juggle the lifestyle that they had to and carry a full-time job and do this on the side. And right, so much easier with all the facilities online, the government helping, assisting. It's amazing that you can help so many people out there. So that's amazing, empowering yourself, empowering others. That's all about what this show is about. So what was your, did you ever have a related downfall that you had to, that you were aware of, and then you had to turn your life? I guess the COVID would be one of them, but did you find anything else? Did you find like, I guess you kind of covered it with your full-time job being so strict in rules, which is very similar to corporate, because sometimes you need to follow what they say than what you want to do. And then what now with your own business, you can kind of give a leeway and make it your own with people and how you converse with them and how you relate with them, right? So to give us some input as to what kind of positive figure, as because it's Bell Talk Day, right? And I wanted to kind of bring some of that in, because a lot of people are going through depression and mental health issues because of COVID, being stuck at home, and they weren't used to being confined, right? So we're now like worried about this COVID, our health, going out, staying in, being paranoid. What can you say as a business coach to push them through to the next level today with your advice?
I would say, you know, be very connected to people, because, you know, even in normal times, running a business can be very lonely. So it's really, really important to stay connected. So, you know, get involved in different networking groups, and you don't have to go to every single event, but, you know, make sure that you have, you're within a circle of people that you can reach out to, even if it's just to say hi, or, you know, just to bounce a couple of business ideas off. Stay connected. Don't isolate yourself. And, you know, with online, there is no reason to be isolated. You know, even with the phone, pick up the phone and call someone. If you're suffering, do not suffer alone in silence, because it'll just keep going down. You'll spiral downhill. You need to let people know if you're feeling a certain way. You need to call someone. You know, find a like an accountability partner, someone who's going to hold you accountable to reaching your business goals, or to checking in with them every day. You know, find someone that you can at least talk to and reach out to. That's so important. Stay connected. Also, self-care. Do something, do even just one thing a day that brings you so much joy. For me, it's it could be anything, but I love taking my dog out for a walk. Even just watching her, like she's the silliest little puppy ever, right? So that just brings me joy. I love putting on some tunes and just dancing around the house and singing. You know, I love singing. I'm like the worst singer. I love doing it, right? So, and then meditating. Meditating is so important because it helps you to go within, and being in silence is so important. Just be still and just really think and be alone with your thoughts. That is so important. And just eating healthy, because when you fill yourself with a lot of junk, it just makes you feel worse. So if you're depressed and you're filling yourself with a lot of sugary carbs and, you know, stuff that's just not good for you, it just makes you physically feel worse, and then that's going to make you feel mentally worse. And getting lots of rest. Get as much rest as you can. Like, don't burn yourself out. Get your rest.
You know, if you feel lonely, sometimes just calling someone, or just going on one of those networking virtual, there's a lot of chit chats now going on, which is fun.
Yeah.
We had a vision board, and we were just doing our vision boards, each one at our homes, and we were just talking about everything about what's happening and how we're feeling, and tips on how to self-care, and, you know, what's going on. So it's keeping us connected even though we're separate homes. So there's so many opportunities, and we're so blessed. We're in Canada. We have the network to do this. We have the internet. So I tell that to my kids, you guys are lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
Internet to do their schooling online, or, you know, just to watch a movie, you know, do that together as a family if you have to. So I embrace. I wanted to kind of touch base on that, because I know it's a big rate of depression right now, and mental health is a big growth. So as a business coach, you probably can help others and push them through to the next level in how to prep themselves, or to give themselves another light at the end of the tunnel. So that's what our show is all about. It's inspiring women and coming up with women topics. So if you ever want to have us talk about a topic, please contact us. We are there for you. This show is for you. So your pushing point was having your dog noticing others needing the service, right? And then the business part is because you noticed that you were successful as an entrepreneur, that you wanted to have others empower themselves with a business. So I love that, truly love that. So tell me, now that you're a business coach for a year, how has that been with COVID? Has it been successful? Give us our...
So I've worked with a few clients over the past year. Now, just because it's been a year, I don't really have anything to compare it to from like previous years. But it's been great. There was this one client in particular, like she started, she's in the beginning phases of starting her a pet food and supply delivery service online. So we're still working on that. And now is a great time because a lot of people don't want to go out and they need help picking up food from the vets or from the pet store. So we're in the process of, building that business, and it's been really great. And she's learning a lot. She's learning a lot of what goes into a business. So it's very educational for her, and it's educational for me as well, right? Because then it helps me to learn even more. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Related to business itself also, because later on maybe you can use their services and recommend to others, oh, I have a great person that can drop off food for your dog if you need that. Also, I had to ask you, since you're in that industry, pet grooming, what is that? We can't even take our dogs for grooming. My poor dog needs a groom.
I know it's one of those things. I think it should be an essential service because these poor dogs, groomers, they can be charged some.
I can hear him with his nails, right?
Yeah.
Because he needs a clip on the nails, and I try to do it, but I'm not professional, and I'm always scared I'm going to get him. So, yeah. So I think a service that should be mandatory. Yeah. And do you know of anyone that picks up your dog and grooms them and brings them back? Do you know any services like that available?
I do actually know of one person, and funny you should ask because she's also a police service member, and but she's not an officer. She's a civilian, which means non-uniform. She actually has her own mobile grooming business, but she's not operational. And because groomers, they can be fined something, I was told $10,000 if they're working, right? So as long as the lockdown's happening, they're just not, no one's taking the chance because it's probably not worth it to have to pay the $10,000 fine. But it's one of those things. It's this is an opportunity for people to, jump on YouTube and learn how to trim their dog's nails or, trim their fur. I had to do that with my dog. Now my dog is she's a mini Dachshund, but she's a long hair, so it might not be as hard as say if you had a Saint Bernard, it might not be as easy as if you have a Saint Bernard or something big. And then my dog is also very well behaved, so we didn't have any issues trimming her. Whereas I know some people's dogs, you can't get within 10 feet of them with trimmers. They got to be held down with, whatever they use in the grooming salons. And trying it, some dogs, they won't even let you touch their paws. My dog, she's great. My dog and my they're great. I have no issues. So it may just be an opportunity for people to learn.
My dog was a dog, so a lot of times he doesn't let me touch his paws and stuff like that. But he's a sweet, sweet, sweet dog. Honestly, he's a blessing to us. So, but it's a rescue dog. So a lot of things like his teeth were not cared for. So we're trying to get that in roots and, just the loving care that they deserve, right? So, But hopefully this lockdown goes through fast. So we'll be on track.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
With that, tell me a bit about I know your background is that you're a police officer. You had the challenge of mastering to work with canine dogs. Do you get to see them at work sometimes and relate with them or anything of that sort?
Oh yeah, there's certain calls that we'll call them out on, like say if we're searching for a suspect or something. So I still get to see them and interact with them, and they're great. They're so much fun. And I think it's great. I'm very grateful that we have our canine officers. They are so well trained, and I just love watching these dogs because usually they don't even pay attention to anyone around them. They just watch their handler, and they are so dialed in and focused on their handler. That's how well trained they are. So it's really cool to watch. And the opportunity to try out for that unit, it has come up a few times since the time years ago when I didn't make it, but I had already taken a different path, and it's the path that I'm on right now, right? So I didn't have any interest in trying again, and I really didn't have the time or the focus for that because I'm so focused on building my business. So yeah, but it is nice to see them interact with them.
Once you get your true passion, you just fall in love with that. You love what you do, and it just ignites you. Like, you speak about it, I could see your passion in you. So I love that.
Oh,
And
thank you.
business coach, that's the best tool to use because you can ignite that passion in others with your example,
Yes.
which is such a big, empowering statement to do. So we will be back in Empowered in Heels. See you soon.
Audio Jungle.
So empowering role. So I love that you as a woman are a police officer. Please help our audience. If anyone out there wants to be a police officer and is a female, to go for it, right? Did you find any challenges when you were going through schooling and working at work? Is there anything that you can give as a positive enforcement to other women out there or other girls that are watching today?
Yeah, well, I would say my first few years on the job, it was challenging for a number of reasons, like, being female in a male-dominated field, because I came from, I was doing a security job before, right? Like, it's like when I stepped into policing, I stepped into the real world. Like, wow, this is what life is really like. And then also, being a Black female presented its challenges as well. And then on top of that, I was a single mother. So going off to the police college to train, leaving my 3-year-old at home with her dad, who I wasn't with, it had its challenges. So just being away from her and then starting the job and doing shift work, my poor kid, she's probably the most well-adjusted person I know, because she didn't know whether she was going to be dragged out of her bed in the middle of the night or sleeping here one night and sleeping there another night. Like, I did what I had to do. So just my life in general was challenging. And then getting, onto the job and then understanding the police culture. Like, it is so different. And I did struggle to fit in because, I was just just a Black female as a single mother. So I couldn't do that after work get-togethers. I had to rush home to my daughter because she was sitting at the babysitter. And I couldn't afford to pay for that extra time, right? And just understanding the, enforcing the laws, just really finding my way and finding people that can help me. And what I did was that's exactly, I found people that could kind of mentor me and guide me. And I've kind of done that my whole career, just kind of connect with people who can show you the way. If you're having an issue with anything or with someone, someone that you can confide in and then can say, okay, well, this is what I think, and this is what you should probably do, and these are the next steps that you should take. And it really, really helps. And it's funny how having a mentor is so important, both if you're in a career, like in the corporate world, and if you're in business. Having someone that you can look up to and go to for guidance and support is so important. And that's what I've done.
I love that. So would you turn back time and do it again, or would you change your path?
Right now, because I have such a passion for running a business and I see the freedom that it has allowed me, if I could go back in time, I would probably stay focused on business. Because I joined the police service when I was 24, I would probably have like 5 businesses because I love business so much. So yeah, like I would definitely take the business path. And it's not that, I'm very grateful for the path that I have taken, because it's obviously led me to where I am today, and it's been great. And policing is such an amazing career, and it's got security, and there's so much excitement. Every day is different, and there's so many different jobs that you can do within the police service. Like I've done so many different positions in the police service, so there's so much opportunity there. But right now, my passion is business. So yeah, that's what we do.
Once you start earning for yourself, and as myself, I'm such a dedicated worker. When I worked with corporate, I was putting in so many hours for someone else and not getting the value of myself, right? Yeah. And then when you start working for yourself and you start getting that value and that revenue coming in and that success, it just drives you to do more and want to serve more. And not only just because of the money, you feel like you're making a difference and you're making an impact in someone else's life. That's my reward alone. And I teach that to my kids. It's you give and don't expect back, but in a way you get it back double and threefold. So that's what I love about what I do today. And I'm pretty sure that's what you love about doing what you do today too, right? Yeah, it's that drive.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like within, policing, you make an impact on the community that you're serving. But when you're in business, like especially now online, you can impact people across the globe, right? Yeah. Like you could I think you just can make such a much bigger impact. And I think that's why I love business, because you can reach so many people. And it just, as I said before, it just allows you that freedom. And you can create whatever you want. So that's why I love it.
Love the drive. So why are you so passionate in having your message stand out in empowering women? Give me a good message that you hold on to and why you're so passionate about it.
Well, it's my passion to empower women to live their fullest life and create the life of their dreams by being independent through building their business and achieving that financial and time freedom that they so much desire. My focus in my coaching business is women. And one of the reasons why I really focus on women, because it's so important to me that women can always take care of themselves. It's funny because my mother, from the time I was a child, she said, always be sure whatever happens between you and your husband, or you could divorce, he could, pass away or whatever. Always make sure you can take care of yourself and your children. And in my job, it breaks my heart. And I've seen so many cases like this where women, they stay in a relationship because they're so dependent on their husbands, and this, the relationship, it's abusive or not healthy, and we're getting called over and over and over, and she won't leave because he's the one that feeds them. He's the one that puts the shelter over their heads. He's the one that puts the clothing on their back. I've seen it happen where women, they stay home for 20 years raising the kids, and then all of a sudden, we're getting called because they're getting an argument because he wants a divorce and he wants her out of the house, and then she's devastated because she doesn't even know how to pay a bill, or she's been out of the workforce for so long, and where am I going to get a job? And it breaks my heart. And I think, how does that happen? you got to be able to take care of yourself. So I'm so passionate about reaching women and saying, please, like, take care of yourself and your children. Don't ever have to depend on anybody to take care of you. And you can do that when you start a business and you do all the right things and, you know, get the guidance that you need and you see that revenue rolling in. It's just amazing what you can create. And you have to believe that you can create that.
That is lovely. With Suzy Q Jewels, actually, we train women that you're mentioning to become fashionistas, and they of our business so that they can push themselves forward and starting their business and using us as their starting point. And if they want to continue in it, that's fine. If they want to jump to something else, it's a credible starting point for them. So I love that. I love what you're doing and empowering so many women out there. So with that, do you have a mission statement for your business that you believe in, or a mission, like something that you hold on, a ritual that you do to empower yourself?
Yeah, kind of like what I was saying before. Just my mission is to motivate and inspire women to create the lives that they want through business ownership, finding or creating that financial freedom and independence that they so desire to live their best life ever.
And then do you do that, like, do you have something that you do for yourself? Like every person as an entrepreneur needs to have some motivation to keep them going. What is your motivation?
My motivation, it's just, it's funny. I've got such a passion for learning. So every time I learn stuff, like I'm always reading, I'm always listening to podcasts, I'm always watching stuff on YouTube, you know, just following certain people. It's like, you know what? She is exactly where I want to be. I'm going to do exactly what she's doing. So that's how I keep myself motivated and inspired. And then just also the results that I've seen in business motivates me just to do more. And I'm very competitive with myself. Because I want to be the best version of myself in a different version each day, but I also want to do better than I did, say, a month ago. So I'm always looking, okay, how can I improve? How can I do better? Or, you know, how can I increase this or increase that? Just always creating a better version of myself. So that's what just keeps me going. It's like, yeah, I can be better. I can do better. And I can, create that life that I want. I also have my vision board. I'm just pointing this way because it's over here. I've got my vision board that I look at and I focus on, and I see things slowly, you know, becoming a reality. Because when you create that vision and you focus on it and you meditate on it and you set that intention, it's amazing. Those thoughts are energy, and energy, it just manifests itself in the natural. So I have my vision board that I look at, and my beach house on my vision board. I'm going to have that beach house one day. I don't know where it's going to be, but
You're working from your beach house. Okay, remember that.
Okay, for sure.
I agree. Vision boards is one of the tools I have carried for maybe 8 years from when I started, and I implement it with my kids. So every December, January, we start off our vision board. I know my son hates it, and he makes it fun because he puts silly things in there. But if that's what he wants to envision, that's what you're going to envision, right? Yeah. And then every quarter we go through it and we check mark the things that we've accomplished and add on that we want to push ourselves forward with. And as you mentioned, knowledge is power. Always learn something every day. Don't get stuck. As an entrepreneur, you actually have to put the power in yourself to gain that knowledge and be on top of other smaller business owners, because knowledge is power. If you can, and we're so multitasked and we try to do so much and learn things, that you have to keep on top of everything. So I agree with that too. You've pinpointed so many great things. I am so blessed to have you here on Empowered in Heels and empowering so many women out there throughout the world. Thank you. So where can we find you, Judith?
So you can find me on my business coaching page, which is judithtait.com. I'm also on LinkedIn as Judith Tait. I'm on Facebook as Judith Tait Business Coaching. If you'd like to check out my dog business, we are moveyourdoggy.ca. And we're also on Instagram as Move Your Doggy, and we're on Facebook as Move Your Doggy.
I love that name, Move Your Doggy. Yeah. You know what, with Bell Talk right now, actually a good thing, a lot of people are lonely right now, and a lot of people have actually added pets to their home because before they didn't have the time and now they have the time. So I think that is always a great thing for kids, and as a human, they really relate to you, and they know when you're going through bad days and good days, and they kind of push you forward. Like my dog go for a walk because I don't feel like going for a walk, but he's giving me that, come on, you gotta go. True. So they're your pushing point. So you either consider something like that, and if you're going to get a dog, please contact Judith to get the right dog. They all have different personalities and traits, right? So it's good to investigate before you just jump into that type of dog. So thank you so much for being on and Empowered in Heels. Thank you, Tvchaar, for having the show Empowered in Heels on their production team. They're amazing. If you want to follow them, please follow them under Tvchaar. If you want to be a guest, please contact Tvchaar or myself, Suzy Tamasy. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, and my business, of course, Suzy Q Jewels Fashion, and our business magazine, Biz and Fashion. Follow that on Instagram. I really want to grow that organically. So I think the key point of any business today is to grow organically with people that really are involved with your business. So think of that. Follow each other, support local businesses, because we live in Canada. It's Canada that needs us to support businesses, okay? Right now, a lot of companies have gone down, are going through hard times. So if you can purchase anything from them, honestly, it will make their day. So thank you so much. Thank you for being a guest. Hope to see you soon. Give you a big hug.
Yes.
And keep safe, and please wear those masks. Stay at home if you can. Just go out if you just need groceries or a medical doctor appointment, but please stay home. Let's stop this from going onwards. We don't want to spend another year at home, okay? So thank you, Judith, for being our guest today on Empowered in Heels.